Hey, hey, y'all. How's everyone doing? Twin Flame Tuesday. Just getting a little, trying to get a little tea light in my blue candle here. I have a blue and a red. Got some old school playing in the background. So how's everyone doing? We're just gonna let the energy come in and settle for a hot second. Welcome, welcome if it's your first time visiting, and absolutely welcome back if you are revisiting Metaphysical Mama. And I so appreciate your time and your energy and you. What's up, Twin Flames? What a freaking wild ride we've been on, hi? Let's see what's up with the energies. I know so far I already got some. Let me see. I'm gonna actually. Sorry, I think I'm gonna move you this way. I always mess around with shit. I'm sorry. I have a hard time. Getting comfortable. It's like a dog trying to lay down. It runs in circles till it finds the sweet spot. The spot. So let's pull a few cards and see where we're at energetically, Twin Flamesies. We'll just get an overall. And I'm going to do masculine, feminine, and see where we're at mentally, emotionally, what we need to work on. Just whatever comes up, yeah? I have a little dish here if you'd like to have a meal with me. And let's just see what. So what's up, twins? Let me just give you so much love. Music messages. I got music on. Let's see what's he saying. Don't give a fuck who you came with. So you might be getting some messages in the music. Listen to the songs that come on around you. Maybe play on a radio advertisement. It could be on a commercial on television. Maybe the song, you know, itself that just pops into your head. So pay attention to music messages. They're saying masculines, elementals. We're birthing a new elemental, right? That's kind of what's going on too, right? The sun's, on a metaphysical level or alchemy level, right? The sun is burning off all the impure metals, right? So we're birthing literally a new element into the periodic table, right? The flat earth, the table, right? In which we can bring food and eat upon. And that food might not be, right, something that we pick up and put in our mouth. It may be, right, mana, right, like we're sharing right now, right, with Spirit and Metaphysical Mama. Star Collective. Whoop, whoop. And please like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you would be so kind, Soul Tribe. I really appreciate Star System channeling. A little bit of a tongue twister there. And the shamans look at me in my eye too. Shaman, Native, Navajo. So claiming your sovereignty, getting in tune with your star collective, your star family, right? Native, your heart, the mighty purple path. Oh, and also Libra's sticking out. It said Suns in Libra. Aren't we in Scorpio? DF and DM situation. That's what we're about to get into. All right, so we got lots of confusion. Universal, you and I verse, universe. So is the universe uni, right? Una means one. Uni is one, right? One, I, right? And twin flames, right? Split into, right? Are so there's a lot of definitely, right? Bitter emotions and confusion, and that others are playing on. We got Pisces here too. You know, and have been for, as we are aware, a long time. That's right. Why I guess, right, why we're all here and getting awoken and been going through everything we've been going through, in order to, right, comprehend better things we do not know and don't have awareness of. Really interesting. I was just reading about, I was on skylive.com, you know, I love that. It's the one I could never find when I'm on here. I'm like, I can't find my moon site. Which is really funny. I'm saying that because it popped up with, on there. Have Planet Nine as one of the things you can research, and it's like, oh wow, I didn't expect, right, to see that there. And they're still saying how Planet Nine, you know, can't. It's very, you know, like when they found it and what have you and discovered it, it's very, you know, the evidence is very believable, but until in the scientific community they can see it with their, right, visible eyes, like right now you can't see me, right, you can't see me though. However, I am here and speaking, and whether I'm speaking or not, right, I still exist and I am here, right? So on some level, when a word is, right, made, invented, portrayed, right, found, discovered in order to label something that was found in some manner, you know, what was I reading yesterday? It was actually a quote from, like, I guess Jesus. I think it was a quote of the Jesus, right? I'm not sure. You know, as far as, you know, but and it had said, you know, like, we're blind when our pretty right when our eyes are opened, we're blind. And in order to see inside, is right, find God's house, we have to close thine physical eyes and see, and right, and light the one inside. That's the eye we have to see with. So it's funny to me, and you know, scientists know this too, because there's so many things that we cannot see with our physical eyes, or, you know, how they found Neptune. I forget what year that was. I think it was 1800s something, but it was September 23rd that they discovered Neptune, which is also September 23rd. If you all remember, twin flamesies and divine masculine and feminines and light workers and grid workers and all the, right, receiving the 144. Okay, if you're here, right, ring, ling, 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 ling. September 23rd is that day when the constellations in 2016, or was it 2017? See, I mess up the years, right? We all forget different things. But September 23rd was when, right, Jupiter is in Virgo. So Virgo is, right, the constellation Virgo, pregnant with Jupiter. And that goes into the Horus and Osiris, right, story, and which we're deeply into presently, right? Deeply in the freaking pyramid, underground, up, down, all around, right? So yeah, right? So trust yourself, trust where you've been, and, you know, don't get too caught up in the thoughts and the feelings and the emotions of men, that have been being scattered all throughout the airwaves and the media. And, you know, so just so, you know, you guys know, don't, you're not forgotten, and don't forget. And just keep swimming, and don't get, right, upset, right? Don't get too high or too low, right? Just allow shit to happen and experience it and carry on. Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when we are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. No. And they're saying to put that out too, right? So don't forget, like, we can only see a rainbow occasionally. It only is able to be seen. I believe they said too, like, right, you can see one in the morning. It's like only afternoon time for some reason, right? Because of the, I guess, the ecliptical and all that. You only see, like, rainbows only appear after, right, noon time in the sky, if I'm not mistaken. You can, yeah, to research that to, but I'm not here to argue about it, but I remember, and I was like, huh, and it's like, and then I always kind of wanted to find one right earlier than that. So I just remember hearing that. So it's just something. So just again, right, lots of illusions, because lots of things, lots of us could see certain things and not others, and sometimes at certain times, right, one see, right. So just because someone else didn't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? Right. So I'm gonna move him over here to the side, and let's shuffle some cards and have some fun. Come in. Just getting the cards I'm being guided to grab for us. I know this little girl, her name is Lexi. Has some old school music playing in the background. Might mean something to some. What year are we listening to? A mix of 90s, 2000 hip hop, R&B classics. I'm just shuffling the. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, so good. Metamorphosis, metamorphosis, and magic prayer. Super nice. Super nice. Those are great, right? Twins. And at the bottom, yeah, right? Commitment. Right? Yeah, that's crazy. It's like, right? Our commitment's been being tested for a long time now, right? That's beautiful. Oh, and then also the title of the video was due to my yogi tea. I have mango ginger tea with me today. And it says on it, we can always start again. Just so you know, I ain't lying. And I was like, oh, that's so great. So when we get upset, right, and what have you, in every moment, right, it's like we can always breathe and start, and start again. When we get stuck in the mud or feel stuck in the mud, right, we have the ability to get the hell out if we remember to breathe, right, go into, right, magic prayer, so to speak, right, because that's like meditation, clearing, and then that's when we metamorphose, right? See you later, I'm gone. We get out of that moment. We don't get entangled in the right, we're not getting stuck, because right, this psychological spiritual warfare. So right, first they come for your mind, then they come for your soul. So when we get all caught up in that chaos and stuck in the mud, right, don't forget, right, and here's 32, which is a 5, twin flames, I'm alive, and 25, which is a 7 for metamorphosis, and 36, which Tesla numbers, and 369, also a 9. I'm stuck in the muds at 24, which also simplified to a 6. Right? Go figure. All up in the mix, right? 6, 8, 5. but we love it all. Wow. I regulate every shade of that. Mm-hmm. Let's see what shuffling. Give it a little shuffle to our cards here. Let's see what else we got for. Let's see. Let's go our divine masculine. Divine masculine's mental. What's going on in divine masculine's mental? Second house, owning. I don't care. First house, the body. So I'm caught up in the body, right? And again, this is at the second house, owning. I thought for a second maybe it was different. Yeah. So first house and second house. So owning of the body. Okay. So yeah. Right. So right, they're giving me like divine masculine, karmic. Right. There's a lot of tug of wars of like what I just said. Right. Mental space. Right. Psychological warfare. Trying to right kind of pull and tug and control the mind and mental space, or run others, trying to own and gain by right flashing shiny things. Where look, look here, twin flames. That's why I kept calling out. Right, two, and then the big one. Right, it's like, but we're not. It's like, but when they keep using us all to like, right, like fight, that shit ain't right, right? So it's like, yo, that's not cool. That's not where I'm coming from. They got everybody fighting over like somebody else's body, like as if it's something you can buy and trade, right? Along with the soul. And don't forget the word money equals debt, right? Dead. So as they're running around trying to make everybody fight over it, let them have it because you don't want it. Why do we want it? That means we owe, right? There, it's like, wait, you just acquired. That's right. And then the word interest, that doesn't even exist, right? So when someone, so that's that right there is part of the right fat that it's like, wait, that's not. If we want to talk about Planet Nine not existing, well, interest doesn't exist, and debt means death. Money means debt. So, right, the song. It's just us against the world. That's what's playing. What's on this show? Oh, eighth house, endings and beginnings. And I mean, they had this come up twice, and I had to say all that, and then and 32 again, another 5. I'm alive, right? And look, right? Well, when I had brought out the skull, right, and we just spoke of right Osiris, like the King Tut. You know, King Tut's dagger and heart were missing from his tomb when they robbed it and rummaged through everything. It's fine. When beings take something that doesn't right, then there's imbalance, right, in a system. So it's going to cause flux and disruption, chaos, right? So they keep blaming, gets us really nowhere. It's right having to come from understanding, right, through all the chaos and the bullshit, right? Please like, subscribe, and hit that bell, tribe. Appreciate. So let's see. How about divine feminine? How's the divine feminine's mental space? We're gonna get some. Actually, we're just gonna. Ninth house, faith. So our faith is being tested, and divine masculine, feminine, because I operate in both, right? Twin flamesies. So I can relate with both. I think if anything, I'm more divine masculine and acquiring more of my, femininity. feeling, because feeling is different than intuition. So yeah, ninth house, and yeah, 33. But occultism, and we got the Ouija board in there. And just stay away from those things. And well, just anything that you ask questions to. You know, it's like I don't really ask specific questions and tug or summon or right. And yeah, I just kind of allow the energy to travel through and come out, right? Pour out. So I don't try to, you know, manipulate and yeah, like oh, with that, right? Your gut feeling come from your stomach, that instinct, or like, ooh, right? Ooh, I get excited. Ooh, I might want to. Ooh, I want a candy. Ooh, I want to ask a question, right? When we can't wait. So, and don't forget the gut, the solar system is a totally different system than the physical body. Okay, that's why. Than the physical body, which is also a different system than spirit, right? Not than unseen energy, right? Supernatural, right? So, divine feminine, faith being tested. Yeah, and yeah, so it makes a lot of sense, right? Because, like, right, what's going on? What's going on? All right. And Leo, I will, and you know, there's 5 again, 5th house, creativity. Yeah, and a lot of us have been experiencing others, right, stealing our, like literally taking our creative and our life force energy, right, sucking like the, and number 17. So yeah, Leo might be involved. Number 17 might have ring. Also an 8. 29, right? Also makes 11. 5th house creativity, but this is making me think of, right, it says sun house. Yeah, the one high circus, right? The one. He just said the magician to abracadabra, all the outcasts is playing in the background. That's pretty funny, right? So yeah, music messages in sync. Yeah, and like, right, welcome to the free show. So using others to profit off of, that was coming up earlier too. So yeah, you know, our faith is, yeah, like, right, who to trust, who not to trust. Right, but this is where, right, right, the will comes from within. So gathering the strength from inside, and then still balancing that balance. Of the masculine and feminine energies. And yeah, we're about to get like, yeah, they're like, yeah, remember to breathe through this time. And because a lot of things are going to get about to get shifted, they're saying. So there, it's like, yeah, our faith is going to be tested. The right, the masculine might be, is going to, right, go through another, yeah, right, a test of, right, of the will as well, having to do with the physical body, because he, right, so all right, a lot of the masculine is having a hard time. Hold on a second. Yeah, like in our mind, right? Like when we go thinking intellectually, it's like, wait, but this makes sense, but then I feel this, and then like all this spiritual, oh, excuse me, all this spiritual shit is going on, and I'm trying to keep everything together, and then we're also getting thrown, you know, other things, right? The feminine is dealing with this, so this can look like feminine is like not even right. Yeah, so but this isn't about like who's gonna have who and own who and how, yeah, have whose body. Oh, because remember, owner, the, yeah, 2nd house. So yeah, it's not cool to feel like, let me just say, right, master, it's not cool to be something that's being fought over or then thrown away or put to the side or like, yeah, right? So we, like, when we could relate to that because then our faith, then the, you know, feminine, right, emotional faith gets tested when the mental space is too entrapped with, well, maybe if I do this, then I could do that, or maybe that one's better, or no, So all the things that any of us go, right, this is, that's masculine, whether it's right. So it's like all the thought processes that we travel through, you know, like when we're presented with, right, the creativity of, right, another, and everything's love and everything's beauty. So when our will is being tested, right, the emotional body, because this goes for the masculine too, because remember, we all flip-flop roles, right, at household, be the little brat kids, right, little devil, the little, right, so all these roles interact and right, flip flop and intertwine with one another, right? It's like we feel all these different ways throughout our day. It's like, oh, maybe I'm going to do this. And then all of a sudden we get slammed with a feeling of being exhausted. And then it's like, wait, I don't feel like doing what I said I was going to do. Why did I say I was going to do that? Right? So sometimes we answer too quick with our will. The will gets in the way, right, of the physical and the spiritual body. Right, so we're, yeah, so like the commitment, that's why we have to put this here, right, is being tested. And when we put it outside, like, oh, see, they'd have to do, yeah, but then remember to always bring the ball back home, right? Because it's like, because it's always, that's how we alchemize, that's how we keep, right, stretching the dough, expanding our horizons, right, Jupiterian, and super Aquarian. So super duper cool. Let's see what else. Get some star cards. Starting on my hands in front to shuffle. Hopefully you can hear me shuffling. So yeah. Wow. Got a jumpers. A new earth. You better watch your step, because now we gotta swim. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Double mission. Yeah. So cool. I got to write with it's what, yeah, is that's so fucking great. Light worker, star seed, serve the world by being you. And lost lands. And look, it's like lost DNA codes. That looks like a broken DNA code on the bottom of the ocean. Right? Thinking like this looks like a $sign, like this is like, oh, but it's like, no, we got it right. We got to go down here and fix that bridge, right? The bridge, the bridge. But we do that by, right, by our faith being tested, right? Everything is energy, so it's just how we use it. And we can all feel all these different types of, right, human ways, and then become inhuman and animalistic, right, because we're also, right, we are animal before we're human, and right, all these different things that we are. So soul memories and gifts, you've done this before. Oh, right, people keep saying, so people keep saying. Some of our memories serve us better than others, right? Some of us are running around scratching our heads, like it feels like, well, it's like we have soul memory and like it's like water memory, right? So it's like, yeah, it's wishy-washy. It's like it's familiar, but I don't know. That's why it's so important that we all have one another, right? Because otherwise it's like, wait a minute. It's like I only have like, right, I only got like partial. So again, testing our faith, right? How we all work together, how we all, right, are mending our ties, you know, the things that hurt inside, and, you know, creating, right, back to that fifth house, using our divine masculine and divine feminine ability to be the creative intellects that we are, right? Especially at this time. Look what's all going on in the world. So this doesn't sound all so goofy. Even if regular people are starting to hear this stuff now, it's like they're experiencing like the, you know, where you scratch your head again, right? And the faith is being tested. And wait a minute. It's like once you question, it's like, is this true? Right? Just that. Biggie just said, it was all a dream. It was all a dream. Oh, Lordy. The Seven Star Sisters, Birthing Creations, the Tapestry of Life and Expression. So, right, so the more that we take something, when it even, right, negative, or so-called, right, like negative just means like, right, unseen. Like if we're developing a picture, a negative isn't like bad. We can't wait to see what the negative produces, right? So it's not like such a, right, it's not always like, ah! But our faith gets tested by things that get, right, yeah. When we knock shit over and stuff, our faith gets tested. Hope you're still there. Right, when we get presented with, right, it could be, right, say something that looks magic, so but how are we using that? Are we false profiting off of it? Right, I can get in my car again, my friend and I, he's used that a long time ago. You know, you can get in your car could be your vehicle or it could become your weapon. Same with, right, your body, your thoughts, your feelings, especially to, right, self first and others. Like when we feel shitty about ourselves, how are we gonna, right, we try to make everybody, it's like, and then we feel bad because we think everybody else is all butterflies and whatever, and we're like, why is everybody else so happy? And like, right, it looks like they all have these perfect relationships or these whatever, right? But is that true? Right, so our faith gets tested. What makes one rich? Right, our commitments, our faith, all those things are being tested. Right, again, September 23rd was a big date, so that was very biblical and prophetic and whatever. So those are things when new things are being born. And again, it's like the big daddy Saturn karma planet, right, comes in, and that's why all of our, right, like lives got turned. Like I just knocked the phone over, right? That's like how all our lives got turned upside down. Right, and it's like, what the, scratching our heads, we got like scraped off of the etheric, right, cosmic plate into another like parallel universe. Right, we're like, wait a second, we thought we knew what was going on, and then and then when we start to like, right, get, right, whatever term we want to use, right, awoken, wake up, recognize, right, that epiphany happens. I forget what they call it, like in Buddhism. There's a word for it. Starts with like an S. Right, all different, right? In Eastern philosophy, different. So we're also, right, conjoining and allowing things to slowly, gently, right? Anything too much, too quick is could break it down. He just said break down, right? Could break it down. So anything that we do too quick, right? It's like you open a door to the oven, the cake will drop, right? If we take, if we're making pizza, we have to, right, let the dough rise. There's a whole process to it. Then we have to refrigerate it. And then it's cold dough. Then we have to allow it to warm with, right, throw some flour on the table on the wood and allow the dough to rest before we can start messing with it. Otherwise, we'll break the strands, right? So that's same as, right, quantum string theory, all the, right, the string. So we don't want to, this is, right, we don't want to just grab, cut, take, right? This is lemongrass. Right, and that's funny too, because I had Comma Berenices, if anyone's familiar with that constellation in the stars, right? And com, like everything is .com, right? And actually the Virgo constellation is usually the woman holding the wheat in the left hand, like I am right now. And then there's another that, like, as time's gone, it's like a man flipped, grabbing the hair of Bernice's lock of hair from in comb Bernice's. Now all our websites and everything are right, whatever .com or right. So there's right commitment, all these little things that connect all the strands and right. So, but so what naturally comes to us, right? Again, going back to our native roots, right? They didn't dig through the ground and rape it and just like right, and they right. It's like shake my head. Uh, they just wait and they allow, and then right, Earth presents things, and right, we get the gifts that whether it's Earth or, and then there's certain, this is like right, just a rock, so to speak, from the ground, but so isn't everything. So there's certain ones like right, I get guided. I have so many rocks that like they're like like take me with you. I say this in some of my videos a lot. They really do. And then some I take notice to, but it's like they're like just kind of saying hi. They don't want to be moved or touched, right? It's like they're good where they're at. So right, so I respect that. So whether that's a person, place, or thing that we right recognize as right to pull on its energetic great strings and strands, that shit ain't fucking cool, motherfucker, or somewhat, right? It's like say stop it. It's like we asked you, don't open the oven. All right, let's see. This also says called. So, right, you're being called. So, right, yeah, I didn't get guided to put a twin flame a twin flame video up for no reason. Yeah, because a lot of time it's like, I'm not writing to that because I'm not trying to necessarily attract that attention, right? It's like those that are, right, guided and at the right time, it's there, right? That's the whole thing. It's always now. So what we need always comes in the now, right? When we allow. So we're being called soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. All right, we're about to get it, right? Commitment tested, faith tested, something's called a portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards, wild card. I fucking love that card. It's so pretty. Reminds me of the dress I'm wearing right now. Look, just to, right, like, just as far as synchronicities go. I mean, it doesn't have the pink and stuff, but portal time, and then activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. So, woo woo, 50 saying, go, go. Oh, super, super, super great messages. I hope you're feeling the vibe too. Super awesome. I love when the messages come in like that. Deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. That's pretty beautiful too, because right, we had the body, yeah, and it's all bodies, emotional body, what have you. But right, first house is the body, so it can be very right, like things feel good, things don't feel good. We were talking about that the other day. Like, right, sometimes when you get like if you're not used to being touched or what have you, and you ever go get like a massage and they start to like massage your legs, and you're so sensitive, right? Because the nerves aren't used to being touched in that way. And then you like your weird jump and it kind of tickles and it kind of hurts. And we're not sure if we like it or we want to keep it right or stop, or right. It's like it feels good, but right. So it's a very confusing feeling, right? And then right again, things that have been gone and happened in say past, right, etc. Well, right, death and rebirth, wherever he went. So right, death and rebirth, the endings to create new beginnings. And our bodies heal themselves. We just have to remember to breathe and come to that spot, right? Our ancient traditions that are natural to us from within. They're not all going to be the same, right? It's like, that's what, right? We got to be in our vibration, right? Vibration nation. um, and that's how we, right, go into that deep cellular healing. And then that cures, that's the cure. We cure everything with, right, music, frequency, thought, vibration, feeling. What thoughts are we thinking and what feelings are we having that we're allowing to take us out of, right, our peaceful place? So once we start to recognize our peaceful place, the tide starts to be, right, we're able to, right, calm that oceanic tide, because we're able to, right, use our tools. We're not, right, driving around like we were saying with the car, right? We're not driving around like a maniac in our car as often. We got a good, right? It's like after you learn how to drive, you don't even have to think about putting your blinker on or whatever. But before you ever got on the road, it's like, wait, I'm scared. I don't know how I'm gonna. Well, what if I don't? Blah, right? We're all scared, and then we grow balls usually at some point, right? And everybody wants to get, right, like racy and whatever have you, right? Everybody wants to race or have a fast car, right? So once we get comfortable, then, right, we want more, or we don't even have, right, we don't think about things anymore. There we go. That was the bow. We don't think about them anymore. So then we forget about, like, and then we're just like da 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 da. So all this da 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 has brought us into da 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 da, right? The golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. And you don't forget too, a lot of the ones that they, right, that are too, they are. I'm not, right, there's not like I'm sticking up for, right, beings that have done some really shitty shit. However, beings that are in that loop are in it. Why? Why are they on that hamster wheel? So if there's no nurturing and no answers and no guidance and, right, no real, right, beings aren't coming from a place of, right, love and from that center, from that inner center, right, true north, where our compass is. That's why everybody's all flapping all around all the time, right? They already have so much harm. So when someone that's like, oh, but we love you, but they're just, right, using that energy, right? So those are the patterns that need to stop, right? Like be nurtured, and also zero tolerance, like not accepted, right? It's like, if you wanted to borrow my car, and like I've had my right where I'm drunk too, but if you're asking me to borrow my car and you're wasted, I'm gonna say no, right? It's like, no. Why would I give you the keys to my car if you're drunk? And it's like, you can yell at me and be mad all you like, but I'm not gonna let you, right, use my car, right? So kind of like that, right? But sometimes when we're younger too, or we all just do, like, or people have been out, now I'll bring it back home, right? Have I ever driven drunk? Have I ever, right? And it's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I have. I've definitely done so. So I'm not gonna pretend I haven't. So it's like when people act like or say they haven't, it's like, but is that but I don't drink anymore. So it's like, so I don't, I'm not a, and I'm also not drinking, right, the alcohol star system bullshit that keeps getting poured out. It's like, what's that song? Is it No Effects? Someone left a floater in the gene pool. It's like someone shitting in your water, and then, like, yeah, drink it. Like, it's clean. It's like, no, thank you. I appreciate that, but yeah, no, thanks. I don't know. Thanks. I don't know. Hi. So yeah. So, right, deep cellular healing is necessary, especially after all the water everybody has been drinking, right? It has been quite stank. Everybody's had to wear masks and everything from all this shit. And I'm not knocking again what goes on as far, right, like virus, as far as like, let's make it sound like fart from the mouth. We got reverse 10th house, the world. The world is upside down right now. But which way is up? Right? I'm 34, 7. So yeah. Again, yeah, big stuff's about to come in. What's today's date? Today? Oh my goodness, today's November 9th. Stop it. I didn't even pay attention to that. Look. Saturn return. 9/11, age. So what age are we in? It's like when we close our eyes, how old do you feel? And then it's not like rather than how old are you, what age are we in? Right? When we start to switch around our Chiron healing, and right, Saturn and Chiron, she's not flipping out like 8, all scared is right. And also that's how it's like sometimes it is for all of us, right? It's so much easier to give advice, or it's like, oh, because we can see things from a different perspective when we're looking for, and like, right, able to like process what we see, and like it's like, oh well, right, like you ever watch a movie and it's like, oh well, how come they didn't do that? Or why people get mad when they're watching sports, like, oh, why didn't they? Right. But when you're in the game or on the stage or in the movie or what have you, or right on the road, the directions or the instructions or whatever have you, or watching is way different than doing, or right, the process that's in it. But also being the one from the inside is also a positive. It gives us that perspective to be able to offer. It's like, well, wait, maybe you didn't see this one over here that look just went out. The red candle went out. They're both tippy. These candles didn't want to light when I stay lit when I bought them, so I've just been popping my tea lights in the tops of them. But that's kind of funny. This one went out, and the other one was all kinds of crooked on an angle, like I'm a little teapot. And the teapot too is in the Sagittarius constellation. So yeah, today's November 9th, right? 11/9, 9/11 backwards. So that's, yeah, interesting. What we got behind Saturn there? 11th house. Friends. And so yeah, and it said star system ancestor. So we're gonna get we're gonna get a big spiritual download coming in. Whatever that, however that, yeah. So make sure that you take care of you and rest, whatever happens, right? Because a lot of this is like, right? Oh, this is the other thing. Yeah, karmic debts are due, and whatever they may be. So it's like it's collection time. It's collect. So that it's like just take care of what you need to take care of, right? Again, your commitment's being tested to faith. It's going to appear different ways. People may tug on you, or, oh, if you don't, do. So, but anyone talking like that is what at this time? It's like they're already coming from yeah. So it's like no to just, yeah, it's like love and light, right? And everything going to be all right. And I'll certainly take a look at that. Thank you so much and appreciate it. And that's it. Just leave it neutral. Yeah. I'm not going to engage or get into it or have any thoughts or feelings further than that. But compassion, have compassion. And right, it's like sometimes we can't, right? Like, although we want to help, right, Chiron, right, sometimes we're not able to, because sometimes it's like, right, the one that's crying wolf, or if someone's right flailing around in the water drowning and you try to pick them up, you're standing on the dock, they're going to pull you in before you can help them up out of the water, right? But sometimes we don't think before we go to extend a hand, and others play on our heart strings, right? And emotions. So it's like, hold on, did Simon say? Right? So just check in with your right inner self. Pardon me 1 second. Thank you. So sorry. I apologize. Real life, real life. So also saying, look through the situation. So again, right, have compassion, allow it to be transparent, meaning you don't have to jump in, right? We can just, right, come from that place of compassion, and then we'll get the next messages that we need, right? So this is about, right, the house of creativity, and we're birthing the new earth. So, right, so to work with spirit and the messages that we're personally receiving. They're trying to interrupt me because I get knocks on the door. I just got like a frog in my throat a little bit. And again, that only comes from, again, fear, right? It's something like I just shuffled in compassion again. So yeah, keeping our compassion, very twin, again too. It's like, right, all want is to be accepted and loved, right? Apologize. Only apologize when we are due to, right? Not to someone that is telling lies, right? So, but this is right, go inside of self to balance out where we need to balance inside we know what we've done inside. So once we do that and we're clear, don't worry what anybody else is, right, looking and like, oh, your cup's dirty, or you need to get poked, right? Or you need, what's wrong with you, right? It's like, wait, hold on a second. Because, and again, anyone that's, right, tugging and trying to push or pull, right, tug of war, sometimes it again come from fear, and then, right, we want to settle their fears. But if it's not coming from a kind, loving place, then again, right, why are we gonna invest, right, in someone else's interest, right? And again, interest does not exist. Yeah. As far as, so, right, money equals debt. A corporation, right, that word is corpse also. So, right, the definitions of the words that, right, and again, what the question is to ask, again, I just shoveled all. So the question to ask is this true? Yeah, and then see what comes, right, to you, to, right, naturally see what comes through. So let's just say divine masculine. I'm gonna give a little shuffle to the, I love this deck. This is one of my favorite decks. Ooh. We got 5 of Wands energy, masculine. So yeah, again, a lot of, confliction. But listen, how about this, right? In the mind, when we're not sure, it's like, great, wait, breathe. Like that, it's like, we already did this. That other, you've done this before. So remember to breathe. because again, right, the commitment and the faith is being tested, and you're just going through metamorphosis. So don't worry about what everybody else is telling you you are, you're going to be, and what have you, right? A caterpillar doesn't recognize it's about to turn into a butterfly, right? And it's quite a like, the story can appear and looks very scary. How the caterpillar gets taken away. It looks like it's being stolen, but this is Ace of Page Pentacles. This came out last night too. So again, yeah, like lots of the offerings, right? Like things that seem like, hurry up, you don't have time, better make a decision. Do you want these, right? This is like, right, the pearls. Again, talking about that Jen Steinbeck book, The Pearl, which again has to refer to like, right, money, or right, think of like Lord of the Rings, right? The ring, my precious. Queen of Swords. So yeah, it's like all the stuff that, right, all that glitters is not gold, but there's a lot of things that get presented to the eyes, right, the physical body and the eyes that are very tempting, or that, right, others have also, right, engaged in, etc. too. So again, if you haven't gone through that, right, have compassion for self, have compassion for others, right? We have to love ourselves first, and sometimes we have to, right, like create a invisible boundary. Like they're saying, sometimes you can't see they can't see it, so it doesn't exist. It's like the M&M commercial. They do exist. He does exist. Because yeah, all that shit's about to get cut out. Queen of Swords don't fuck around, and that's looking directly at that. So it's like, yeah, all that stuff. Because what I hear this morning too is a really good analogy. Grandmother taught her grandson how to play. That's beautiful behind that too, right? After everything's cut away, it's like then the fountains can run, right? Everything can be free and movement occurs. But yeah, the grandmother taught the grandson how to play Monopoly, and she always kicked his ass. And so she taught him about, right, like the financial world, right, more like, well, just that's not all she taught him, but that's what he picked up. And so he took it like very personally, and his objective became to pretty much beat his grandmother. And so one summer he practiced playing Monopoly all summer, and he got the game down. He knew how to, right, maneuver, and then his goal was to, right, be in finance and, right, what have you. And so I guess he went back and, challenged his grandmother to a Monopoly duel, and he kicked his grandmother's ass, and he took her for every last Monopoly dollar she had. And he said, and he watched her face, and he said, and then she taught me my final lesson with that, that everything then goes back into the box. And I was like, that's so funny and true. Right. So it's like, no matter how many cars you have or money or what have you, can't take it with you, or at the end of it, or you can lose it all, right, in a gamble, and just right in one shot, right? So what does that matter if you don't have what you need? And right, because again, the appearance of something on the outside is shit compared to what's really going on where we cannot see, going again into, right, the ninth planet. It's funny they got me bringing that up in this video. And I had to look it up. I stumbled upon that in the rabbit hole I was in before I came on. I do have some literature about that, but I haven't really read it, honestly, too thoroughly. But yeah, hold on a minute. Because I got it right here. All my books are right here, and its effects on Mother Earth. Mankind's ongoing legacy with a brown dwarf star. So, right. 2 lights. Oh, and 1 went out. Okay, we got even see. Look at the messages with the So we need to, yeah. Oh, right. And look, the red candle, right? Wormwood, the red. The red. Hmm. I see you running. Mm. Sorry, I'm silent for a second. I'm just allowing that. We're gonna put a. Huh? You saw that, right? It went sideways. Flip. Ever do that with a meal you cook? That's fun. So yeah, we gave him a new light. Let's see how he does there. So I don't know. Let's see what other messages we get from that. Yeah, you naturally, and yeah, whatever comes through. Like we just got the memo. So we're all, again, what comes through individually is gonna mean something altogether, and then also mean something individual. Right? It's gonna it means something altogether as the whole, and then it's gonna all right. Like we all see, right? Like watching a movie or being in a class, right? We all take something different from it. We all have different perceptions. So how we see and what we get from that, right, is, and my right ear is just going. So we got reconciliation, healing family issues, and forgiveness and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And see again, more spirit, like again, lots of information that's going to be coming in, right? Light codes, mana. So again, remember too, it's good and okay, masculine, men, warriors, soldiers, to care for yourself and give yourself the time, right, to allow yourself to process and regenerate and, right, get into that deep cellular healing, right? And as far as emotional, right, faith being tested, because emotions are wavy, and our intuition and our instincts and all these things, and then right, and then others intellect bombarding. So there's a lot of unsurety that comes with all those different, right, unseen emotions, or right, the mental faculties and stuff, and unless we act out in them or don't know how to express them, and they come out in, right, multitudes of ways that we're all learning. We just have to practice forgiving. We've all done things that have either hurt others, hurt ourselves, right? Still, right? So it's like once we become accountable and start to recognize those things, right, and ask for forgiveness rather than, right, saying sorry. But inside, right, when you go inside and pray, right, that magic prayer, like the other, right, when we go in to the darkness, close our eyes, right, then we're able to let go of that extra stuff we're holding on to that nobody sees, right? And isn't that affecting your earthly body? So that's wormwood. What's eating at you? Right? So there's like relative and stuff happening, right, on a as so without, so within, and the universe is inside of you, right? And I love that too. Remember, you and I verse. Universal, but that means one. So this is right. We say more than one statement all the time, I would hope, right? Has to go back and forth and grow into more multitudes of verses that we speak in, right? God is the Word, and the Word is God, and the Word was with God, right? So we all carry, right, the Word with us, right? Word, word. Right? So aren't we all naturally existing in a multiverse? How many verses do you say in your, right? How many, right, are you saying right now? How many thoughts are you thinking right now? Can you count them? Show everybody so you can prove it, right? It's like, wait, hold on, wait. But careful, because they, they have been charging for that. They've been trying. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And like the title said, we can always start over. So it's like it doesn't have to be tomorrow, or why did I, living in too much regret. Learning to forgive is how we don't get stuck, right, in sets trap, right? Because we don't stay stuck in the mud. And look under this, just to confirm that was like the one eye circus, the one ring circus. I said it wrong before. The one ring circus, yeah, that. That's the term. And it's another 6, go figure, 1 and 5. But again, that's just our human. Like, it's like I don't know. We want to be accepted and loved, and then we don't know what to do, and then we get all confused, and then we hurt somebody, right? So we have to be true to, right? You have to be true to you, to your universal mind, to your heart, to your, right? You thought that you loved yourself, DMX is saying, but that couldn't have been the issue. Love the DMX. Lose my mind up in here. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. But we have to honestly be able to do that truly within ourselves first, right? And then we're able to see and not necessarily, that's why they say, right, we're in this world, but we're not of it. Or, right? Yeah, I think that's the statement. I'm so bad at quoting. So reconciliation, someone from your past is returning to your life. He's jumped out on the floor. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Absolutely. Always. I think we always do the best we can, and again, we can't know everything. Chemistry and wedding. There's a strong magnetic attraction here, and this situation involves marriage. Woo woo. So that could mean, right, that's birthing. It could be so many things. A project. It could be, right, like, and don't forget the human marriage thing. That's also another trap set up by trap. It could be, right, because slavery. When it's just a term. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, oh my gosh, and everybody knows that, and then that's why it's being used. Wait. But if you look into the words, right, again, like the word intercourse also that just means talk, right? Sacred energy exchange. It doesn't always mean, right? So when people use things to set up and then confuse people, right? Like, again, it's been going on a grander scale right now, right? Like, again, the media and etc. What everyone's been dealing with, right? Oh, look, red and blue. Like candles. So, right, the red and the blue is the blood inside our skin, right, in the physical body before, if we open it, right, then oxygen, right, then jinn, okay, that's why. It's and before I did this, yeah, Mars came out. So, okay, so yeah, Mars is the blood, right, which is iron, which anything outside of the physical vessel is red, or like they say, anything outside the vessel is God. Everything is God, but anything outside of the physical body is the red bloodline, right? So yeah, it has to do again with the DNA and the double helix and the caduceus and what else? Yeah, Kundalini. They're like, bring it, yeah. Super big DNA upgrades coming in. Yeah, deep cellular healing. That's what that means. And too, I was watching another thing this morning, just getting on it. That had to do with DNA and genetics and what have you. And they were like, somebody's like, oh, that's in your genes or what have you. That's bullshit. May I have your attention, please? M&M's on. Well, the real Slim Shady, please stand up. I twisted over my tongue. I tripped over my tongue. We're gonna have a problem here. Yeah, so genetics. So when beings, and they've done tests with this, like in Britain and in like where's the other ones? It was like where they like yelled and harmed people, or where babies were starved in utero during the, what was that called? The Dutch starvation or something. The Dutch. Oh, you can, I'm sure you can find it, but I think it was like the Dutch or Scottish hunger, like pretty much Hunger Game, right? They took food away from certain places so people starved, and so they found when babies were in utero in those kind of conditions, that they are born to be more, right, greedy, or have more like of a carnal nature, right, like a rabid dog, like mine, and end up also becoming like a storehouse, the physical body, also because of the metabolic rate. And I'm not, I don't want to get, yeah, it's something with the right, while it was in utero, how it developed, right, is like a storehouse, so it thinks it needs to, right, store things for in times of starvation. So the body is a very, miracle, right? Miraculous thing. And then, all fairness too, right, we all had to, like, as far as like we were talking about being flipped, so we were all in different spaces, because if we didn't have a lot of information we have, then we would all be ignorant and we wouldn't be, right. So there's some of that as well, so right, to bring that again, when the wave comes back, and bring it in and alchemize, and like it's like, right, well, what did you sacrifice, or like things that you think are okay or no big deal, other people, right, are like, oh my gosh, and then you could look at something someone else does, like, oh my gosh, and they're like, what? Like, what? Like, that's not, what do you mean, right? So the different flavors, vibrations, and right, all the amazing things that we carry as right, in our human body vessel. Yeah, I'd be grateful for, yeah, it was pretty fucking amazing. And knowing that we're like here, that we're of the stars, and we're here from all these light years, and we've grown our own physical body like a tree, right? When people say like, oh, it's just about like to borrow whatever, it's like, well, that might be in some manners too, like for others, like, but if you, right, the body heals itself, it's a growing, it's naturally, so that's what you own, right, the land you own, and right, where these big labors or great labors take place in order to profit and have abundant land. Oh yeah, anyway. Let's pull my card, or got some Zen cards here. And thanks for hanging out so much. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you'd be so kind. Look, that's so cool, right? Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Flying through the air, right, with the greatest of ease. But we have to trust, right, that person on the other side to catch, right? To catch us when we fall, when we fly. And otherwise, right, there's a big earth net. So it just depends on our perception and how we're looking at something, right? How it's going to develop. And again, like the title says, we can always start over. I'm all the way up. And if we go all the way up, the only way after is right down. So it's like I'd rather just keep swimming. I'm cool. I don't need to know which inner voice. And 5 and 11 again. Twins. That's quite beautiful. I want to meditate on that for a moment or two. And past lives. So yeah, and I did a big long reading last night. If you'd like to check that out, pick a pile, and it was pile 1, 2, and 3. And I did go on and put the times in where they start. If you'd like to join in on that, that was quite intense and fun. And yeah, that's what's up. That's all that was coming yesterday too. Big ancestor messages coming in all the way up, coming in. They're turning it all the way up. Trying to pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Dance, dance. So we got lynx and dog. Oh, not dog. Look at that. I jumped to conclusions. Prairie dog, which is another 11, and lynx, 18, which simplified to a 9. And again, today is 11, 9. So how synchronicity and divine is that? Right, and the 2 fell down to become 1. Sometimes, right, it's like, but we've all participated, right, in all these different, right, human experiments, right, experiments, in order to, right, find our value. Man. And remember that we are the resources, right? A horse is a horse, of course, of course. And horse work with man, just like I thought that was dog. Right? They say dog is man's best friend and loyal to the end. And don't forget about a horsey. Horsies are, I believe more psychic than a cat, and they are very, very, very protective of their family. They're human. They're humans, and what have you. And they also help to steer, right, like the bulls and the animals on the farm. They use the horses to steer them all. So horses keep coming up quite a bit too, if that means something to you. So okay, I don't know. I think I think that was a pretty beautiful reading. And actually, I'm gonna just close out with a crystal card, and we'll read it because that's a great way to close out. So let's see what we got. Our Twin Flame Collective. What metaphysical energy do we need? Oh, lapis lazuli. I got that message the other day too. 13. So lapis lazuli energy coming in. Let's see. And at the bottom of the deck, and this came out earlier too, Ajote, and I love this card. I love this crystal. All right, so 13, lapis lazuli, heavenly wisdom. Lapis lazuli wards off calamites of all kinds and was one of the most auspicious stones in the ancient world. Self-understanding. Oh, calamities. I'm like, what did I just? Calamites. I was like, I'm gonna have to look that word up. I was about to say, but I read it wrong. Calamities. It wards off calamities, of all kinds, and was one of the most auspicious stones in the ancient world. Okay. So self-understanding. You are an immortal soul who has profound connection with the heavens. Your purpose is noble. You yearn for spiritual attunement, but may be hampered by outmoded viewpoints. Take charge of your life. Looking into the past puts your present experience into perspective. You are a lineage breaker. Make the effort to trace family history for deeper insight. And that doesn't just mean like, that means like your roots going in, your star again, right? This goes into like, not just like, right, like we love our human, but this is going deep. We're kind of going to the left a little and swirling, and then still keep it right, like, and then allowing, so, because things aren't all what they seem, right? So don't get confused with the terms of words we use to apply, right? Because it could be in a physical manner, it could be in a spiritual manner, it could be in a, right, like there's many different forms that we use those words. So, and pharaoh also means per son, right? Pero, per son. So there's a lot of different, right? And a lot of, in the beginning, a lot, they were women, right? Or the Sphinx, right? That head is not proportioned to, right, the body of the Sphinx mathematically, right? So just again, right, people messing with things, which is whatever, but it's just right. So it just is what it is. Or as we go through different dials too on the in the ecliptic, we have different pole stars. So that just represents different energy more, right? Is more loud. Okay, so there is spiritual divination. There is spiritual disease. Work with dreams and journey inward to find deeper insights. Flashes of intuition show the way. Open your heart and third eye. Help comes from on high. Enlightenment is within your grasp. Enhanced perception shows what operates beneath. Study or research is needed. Yours is the gift of true friendship. Protect yourself. Again, remember your worth, and yeah, absolutely protect yourself so you don't, right? You don't want somebody else to guide you and tell you what you got to do, and then it's like, oh shit, why did I, right? Like, so as, and we're all in like, oh shit, moment, right? All right, healing insight. Attuning to your divine nature enhances your well-being. Right, so again, deep cellular healing. We're right tuning in to heal. Frequency high. Chakra is for the throat, third eye, and crown. Timing Sagittarius. And soul path, divine reconnection. Woo woo. So on that note, I'm so grateful. At the bottom of the deck, we got the jaguar. So we got the lynx and we got the jaguar. And don't forget, we got the prairie dogs. Oh, and a big horn outside for like don't forget about us. So you may want to look up the spirit animals and what those mean to you. Lynx, prairie dog, jaguar, and what's behind it wants to be shown, and the badger. 29, another 11. So again, very cool. 11, 9, and right, those are pretty synchronistic divine messages. So super grateful for you hanging out with me, and for YouTube and all the other things that make this possible for us to all do what we're all doing. And yeah, hope to see you again. Well, I won't see you, but hope you come back. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell, and just keep swimming. See you next time. Thanks, Soul Tribe. One love. Mwah.